All right, guys. I went in at halftime. We're down one, fighting and scrapping. Missed, free throw there to tie it at half. But I told the team at halftime, the recipe for success would be pretty simple. We'd have to keep them in the 40s in the second half or below in shooting percentage, and we dropped it down. I think at halftime they were like 42, something like that. I said, we only had three turnovers at half. We couldn't have five or more, and then we're gonna have to do a better job on the glass. Well, and I told him the very first, it used to be 5 minutes, you always say, but the first 4 minutes now, because of the media timeout, are really important. And so I felt good about it. We went out. We didn't start the half very well. We turned it over. Start the second half twice. We messed up 95 unders our out of bounds defense, something that we've always been good at. We've tried to use it some this year. We used it against them the last time where we switched and steal, and we just gave up a wide open dunk, just blew up a switch. So they got some momentum. But we called timeout, got it back, settled in on defense. I think they scored 9 points maybe the next 8 minutes, but we just couldn't get anything going on offense. We were 9 for 24, I think, for the game from two. And I would say probably three of those were misses, maybe four were mid-range. The rest of those I'd have to say were at the rim, getting right to the basket and can't finish. And then we had too many defensive mistakes in the guts of the game. I thought our ball screen defense fell apart. We had some guards that went under the ball screen. Can't do that. Our bigs weren't physical and square in the ice, and so the guards got downhill on us. We missed an opportunity late to steal one in the Gaucho. But through all that, we still had a chance. And I think we came out of a timeout and missed the front end of a 1-on-1 to maybe cut it to 4. They came down, scored, went 8, and they kind of never looked back. Credit to Pittsburgh. They did make some shots tonight. They made three of those threes they made. One banked in, one rolled around. A couple of those were, they just made them tough shots. But they played. Champagne's a great player, and I think I can't remember one of the other guys. Simbande stepped up and made, he made some shots, and so credit to them for us coming on the road tonight and getting the win. For them to get a win. I'm sorry. I'll open it up to questions.
Coach, I know you're not into moral victories, but was this the effort level that you wanted to see from your team tonight?
Yeah, Josh, for sure. I mean, I wasn't. I mean, obviously, we came here to win. It's a team that we beat at home when they had a couple more of their players. But you never know how chemistry is. Sometimes it's a funny thing. And but yeah, I told them that after the game. I mean, we competed. Now we didn't play the way we needed to play to win, but we're having a hard time scoring. We got three starters that went, I don't know, 1 for 2. We just got, Carter and Ian and Odie are combined 3 for 13. It's not their fault, but that we got to make some shots. And so, but yeah, I was pleased with the way they competed tonight after going through a rough stretch for 4 games. They came in there and bowed their neck and played.
Steve, Pitt's obviously going to play to their style, but just the wrinkle of them being without 2 major contributors and new guys kind of working into those spots, what kind of difficulty does that cause in trying to get ready for a team?
Ethan, I don't think it was that hard. I mean, they didn't run anything different than what they ran the last game. I mean, the scout was the scout. It's just a matter of getting stops. Okay. And, one thing about changing your chemistry a little bit, maybe they come a little more team oriented, and I've seen that with them. They're a little bit more patient on offense, but, we just weren't, you can't, it's like, again, it's one thing, it's another. This time it's in the guts of the game. We gotta get those stops, and the things that they were doing, we covered, and they know how to guard. And if you ask our players that, they tell you that. I mean, ice is ice. You can't let it go middle, and the big has to be up square to the ball. And we blew a couple 3 of those in a switch. And when you're having a hard time scoring, which we are, then those things compound, right? It goes from instead of coming out, making a 1-1 and it's a 4-point game. Now it's an 8-point game, and it's harder for us to create offense. We're running a lot of stuff. We're trying to call plays and trying to help orchestrate shots, and we made 10 threes, fellas, but not enough, and not enough defensive presence, and really not very good effort from the line.
Steve, have you seen some stuff from Quadri lately to allow him to get some run in games of late?
Yeah, Les. I mean, I haven't seen anything. It goes back to practice with me. He's been that way all year. He's a hard playing dude, and he's defensive. He can defend, and he's a team player, like great team player. And I like guys, who, hey man, the cards weren't dealt for him this year. Now he's a freshman. I mean, he would have redshirted. Okay, I would have redshirted him in a normal year, but there was no reason to do that because you get the year back. And so, but it's a credit to his kid's character when there's no poor me in him. And every day he comes to practice, you don't get a shot, you don't get a chance, you don't get a shot. But he keeps pressing hard. He keeps trying hard. I respect that. I have a ton of respect for that. And so, yeah, he plays hard, man. And he's a team guy, and his energy is infectious, and he's a good kid. And so, he ain't going to play perfect, but nobody is. I'm not going to coach perfect. And so I think he's helped us. I thought he helped us in the second half at Virginia Tech, even though the game was out of hand. I thought he did a good job guarding a damn good player in Radford. And I thought he did a nice job tonight in the areas that he was in there for. I think he got a little tired. He had a big play. He took a great steal, got to the rim. You know what? A couple years from now, he probably dunked that. But Champagne, he made a big play. He made a hell of a play, and they came down. I think they scored, and that's the way the game went.
Steve, I know we've talked about a few things the last couple of weeks that have concerned you all year, but one of the things that hasn't come up in that time is blocked shots for your guys. Is that one of the other things that just it hasn't been mentioned, but it's been frustrating all year for you?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about our shots getting blocked, right? Yeah, I got you, Connor. Yeah. I mean, listen, you have to be able to score at the rim, fellas, or around you can't just make threes and win basketball games. And I think we've done a good job of getting there for a team that's skill level is probably below average. And that's, again, no disrespect to my team, but it's just being honest. We're not a team that is going to, go in there and drive you to the basket every time and finish. So we had to create those opportunities. That's kind of what motion tries to do, some of those sets. But when you get there, man, it's sometimes it's deflating again when you get right to the rim and you can't make plays. And we had a lot of those tonight. Again, give Pitt credit, but also say, hey, listen, play off 2 feet. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. Shot fake, get them up in the air, get fouled. Until we do it, that's what happens. And what do they have? 6? Yeah. I mean, some teams had 6, 7.5 on us, but yeah, and then like Odie, he's got 3 guys, 2 guys around, kick it out. You got wide open guys. We'll get it back to you. We tried to get him going in the second half. We went right to him. He made a play, but he turned it over, but he's young, man. He's growing and he's trying hard and he's got a lot on him because, everybody knows he's really the only guy who's going to score with his back to the basket.
Steve, what do you feel is the biggest area that Carter needs to grow in? Maybe not in the next week, but before his real freshman season, as you described it, next year.
I think just I've said it before. I think strength is really important for him, and that gives him more confidence. It's not that he's not a confident kid, because he is. He believes in himself, and his teammates do, and I do. But that extra 15 pounds makes a big difference. Now, guys aren't going to get up into him like they are right now because he's going to get by him, or he's going to put his body on him and hurt him. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean he's going to play through contact is probably a better way of putting that. I think too, the speed of the game. He's that's something you just can't. You can't teach that. You have to play and understand the speed of the game. And when the game really truly slows down for him, he'll be a surgeon. He'll be able to dissect teams and know where to throw it every time. I think too, just I just think those two things are probably the most important things off the top of my head. I think, he'll shoot the ball better when he gets stronger. He's playing against some really tough physical dudes, and for the most part, he's handled it really well.
Steve, I know we've talked about mentality a lot, but you're talking about Odie just, still being a pretty young guy, but being asked a lot of. And I wonder how much that, I guess that kind of makes the battle a little more difficult for you as far as keeping morale going, especially when, it's been the 2 weeks it has.
What's interesting about that, guys, the morale has not been bad. I know sometimes it probably looks that way, maybe, in those 4 games where we didn't play well, but the morale has not been. I would tell you, man, these guys continue to please me by coming here every day and trying hard and listening and having and the thing I've really been pushing is play to have fun, play for each other. When you do something for somebody, it makes the game a lot more enjoyable. When you're not out there putting all the pressure on yourself to do something for your teammate. And tonight, as you guys, when the ball went side to side a couple, 3 times, then we drove it and got to the basket. We're not an effective team on 1 or 2 passes. We're just not. And most teams aren't because the defense is too good. It's too built in. But if you move it side to side 2 or 3 times, you get them kind of chasing, and then you can drive it. The morale's not been bad, not at all. And Odie's an example of a guy who is very positive. He plays hard. He knows he's got a lot of things that he needs to improve on, but I'd much rather have a guy playing hard, making mistakes, than a guy that's not. And Ian's hit the wall, physically. Come on, guys. You can see it. And he's trying hard. He's frustrated. I'm not. I love the kid, and I admire him for coming back to play in the manner that he did when a lot of guys would have opted out. A lot of guys opted out this year. He didn't. He came back to be with his team, and he's trying to do the best that he can do under the conditions that he's in. And so I'm glad you asked that, because that's not what I'm seeing every day in practice. I'm seeing a team that's eager and excited to be in the gym every day till the last buzzer or the last horn goes off.
I think I was hitting more on confidence than morale, so that's probably a wrong word.
Confidence, yeah. That confidence is I'm sorry, I get long-winded. His confidence, that comes and goes. I try really hard to give him confidence, but sometimes you make some deflating plays, and that's the whole next play mentality, Ethan. That's what I was that's basically what my pregame talk was about tonight. Is listen, next play, man. No matter good or bad, what happens, good or bad, next play. And he's pretty good at that. The great players have a short memory. They really do. They don't think about the next if they made 3 threes in a row, they keep moving. If they miss the next 3 in a row, they keep playing. Odie, you just got to keep going, and good things happen when you have energy. But I'm sure confidence-wise, but he got to the free throw line. He made some free throws. But as he grows and gets stronger, he's another guy, that was at 225 before COVID hit, and he's lost a lot of that. And I think, that'll help him a lot next year, getting to where he can be 225, 230.
All right, Coach, that'll wrap you up.
All right, guys, thanks.
Guys, we have Davian Williamson here. We'll open it up for questions for Davian.
Davian, where did it feel like that one slipped away in the second half?
Yeah, they went on. We stopped getting stops. You know what I'm saying? They shot 42% in the first half and 52% in the second half, and that was the game right there. So our goal was to keep them in the low 40s again in the second half, and that didn't happen. And during them shooting 52%, they went on a run, and we weren't executing down on the other end. So that was basically the game right there.
How frustrating was it to see them get so many open looks inside, whether it was off inbound plays or just defensive breakdowns on the back end?
Yeah, it was definitely frustrating because we work on those things in practice. We go over there, scout, and we guard it well in practice. We practice hard and work on the things that we know they're going to do. And for us to have defensive breakdowns like that is definitely frustrating because we know we're better than that at the end of the day.
Ian, how have you just kind of managed this last little bit of games? You guys are in a closer one tonight, but you just a pretty unrelenting stretch here. How have you kind of approached it?
I've been trying to stay positive. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The season's not over with. And one thing Forrest told us before practice yesterday was we can turn it around. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We can, we would our vision was, you know what I'm saying, get a win tonight, get a win in Georgia Tech, carry that momentum into the ACC tournament, and we can turn this whole thing around. I mean, we didn't get it done tonight, but we still got a good opportunity at home against Georgia Tech Friday, and then hopefully we can get a win there and then take that momentum into the ACC tournament because I'm still positive. I mean, the team's still positive. Our morale is good. I mean, we're practicing hard. We're still going hard every day. So, I mean, really the main thing is just trying to stay positive and continue to work hard every day.
Davian, what's your level of excitement knowing that there's going to be more fans in the stands at the Joel for the last home game on Friday?
It's definitely exciting. I mean, I haven't played in front of a real crowd since it's been about 12 months. The conference tournament and the SoCon tournament, SoCon championship last year. So, I mean, it's definitely exciting to have a real crowd there, and I'm excited. I'm ready to play in front of some fans.
Davian, what are you seeing out of Quandary? How's he coming along?
He practices hard, so I think that carries over to the game. So like some of the things that he's doing in the game, it doesn't surprise me because he practices that way. So I think one of the biggest things about Quandary is he plays hard. I mean, he's just an energy boost right off the bench defensively, and that's what he does is just come in and play hard.
Were you surprised to see him try to go up for that dunk?
No. Like I said, I mean, he dunks a lot in practice. I've seen him get up plenty of times, so I actually wasn't surprised I seen that.
Maybe
Yeah,
I know
Oh, go ahead, Connor.
I know this wasn't the result you guys wanted, and you're still trying to swallow a 13-point loss. But was there better effort tonight than there was in the last 4 games?
Yeah. I definitely think we competed a lot harder this game. Coach even said it in the locker room. I mean, we lost by 13 compared to, last game we lost by 38. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I definitely think we competed harder offensively and defensively. I mean, at the end of the day, we held them to 30 points in the first half. We haven't did that in a while. So, I definitely think we competed a lot harder this game.
David, you're talking about the not playing in almost a year now, and I guess it would have been that SoCon championship. I know you're part of this program now, but how long did it take you to get over the fact that I guess kind of the what ifs of that team, or just kind of thinking about what that team maybe could have accomplished in the NCAA tournament?
When I stopped thinking about it, when I committed here, because that's great now, but I'm at a whole different level. I mean, it was great what we did in the SoCon, but I'm in the ACC now, so that doesn't really matter. But there was a lot of times, like before I committed here, that I thought, I really thought we could go to the Sweet 16. We had a veteran team, we were experienced. I think we really could have went to the Sweet 16. So I still think about that every once in a while, but that's not really something that I'm really focused on.
Your coach mentioned the morale component of this team and how it stayed really positive throughout this, and you mentioned it too. And I wonder, why do you think this team's been able to do that? Like, what's kind of kept it so mentally strong?
One thing we do, even though we've been through a very tough stretch right now, I think we've been practicing very hard. I think we come in every day with high energy. You know what I'm saying? We're always encouraging each other. So I think that's one of the main things. It starts in practice where, we come in practice, we come in, we work hard every day. We're being positive. We're encouraging each other. We're going as hard as we can. So I think that's where it starts at is bringing that energy in practice and trying to. One of the main things we haven't been doing is carrying that energy and the practice into the game. And I think we did a lot better job of that tonight, even though we didn't get the job done.
Anything else, guys? All right. Thanks, David.
All right, thank you.